Deutsche Börse and the famous person says about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. So first of all, very interesting news about like I said 1 minute ago, like Deutsche Börse. It's the same like NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange, United States of America. Deutsche Börse, it's one of the 10 largest stock exchanges in the world, plans to invite 270 million euros in solutions that use blockchain, artificial intelligence, large data, cloud computing, and robotics. This is reported on the official website of the company. Funds for investments are expected to be obtained through the restructuring of the company into 9 divisions. So according to estimates of specialists, the reduction of managerial personnel by 2020, so 2 years, will reduce structural costs by 100 million euros, not big sum, and one-time saving from the initiative will amount to 200 million euros. So in the future, Deutsche Börse will invest sum up 300 million euros in the creation of new jobs focused on developing technology. CEO of Deutsche Börse, Theodor Weimer, said that Deutsche Börse is the best way prepares itself for the future and future growth. So we will focus even more on the scalability of our business model and then improve of operation processes. In general, all this will make us faster and more efficient. And he also added that blockchain technology will allow the exchange to explore new business lines that bring in the corresponding profits. I remind you that in late May, Deutsche Börse announced plans to launch futures for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. It's very interesting because not only American, not only Asia exchanges and famous European exchange say about cryptocurrency. I think it's very prospect. So next news about central banks and what they feel, what they say about cryptocurrency. And they said that cryptocurrency don't threaten paper money. So in the opinion of European and American central banks, cryptocurrency don't pose a threat as fiat money of the central banks themselves. So this opinion was expected by the representatives of financial organizations during the panel discussion at the Money 2020 conference in Amsterdam on 5th June, a few days ago, according to Coin Telegraph. So what the interesting in the course of the decision, representatives of the Swiss National Bank, the Bank of Lithuania, the Bank of England, and the Bank of Canada took turns in answering the question: can cryptocurrencies mean the end of the fiat currencies? So, Bank of Canada Executive Director James Chapman said the cryptocurrencies are treated to the currency of currencies only in the hyperinflationary situation. And Thomas Moser, a board member of the Swiss National Bank, agreed with Chapman, adding that they also pose threaten when the currency doesn't work well. Moser said, as long as central banks could do a good job, it's not realistic that they disappear. So, the representatives of the Swiss National Bank also noted that cryptocurrency is very well received in Switzerland, especially in crypto Lowland in the canton of Zug, which is considered as the attractive location for crypto companies due to a balanced approach to the ISO and the status of crypto tax haven. And Martin Etheridge, the head of the Bank of England division, calls the extremely topical issue of the importance of cryptocurrency. Etheridge said that he doesn't see a great prospect in replacing uh, fiat money with cryptoactive assets in the current situation also. Who knows that will happen in the future, added Martin Esinger. Uh, so I think that fiat money has good change, will require a fairly fundamental shift in public perceptions of the 16 market system. And what about Bank of Lithuania? Marius Jurgilis said the cryptocurrency issued by the central bank and the use cryptocurrency are two separate things, and the main product of any central bank in this trust. If our product is good, we don't need to talk about cryptocurrencies as a matter of trust, but if society will doubt or think that we will can be both cheaper, other things will appear. And at the end, as previous, maybe 1 week ago, maybe two, according to director of Department of Montreal and Capital Markets of the IMF, Don High, the central banks of the countries should offer the best currencies in order to compete with the cryptocurrency assess on an equal footing, and for these measures of counteraction to the pressure of cryptoactive assets on the currency. It's a very interesting statement. It's director of the Department of Montreal and Capital Markets of the IMF. Next news about from I think person who really like cryptocurrencies is the CEO, Nasdaq CEO, Adam Friedman. So cryptocurrency has become a financial element of the internet, and according to the president and CEO of Nasdaq Stock Exchange, Adam Friedman, the cryptocurrency are currently at the peak of a cycle of technology maturity and can become a financial element of the internet. So she made this statement in an interview with Bloomberg Business Week. For this link, you can see all interview near 20 minutes. So answer the question about how Nasdaq refers to advanced technologies and tools such as cryptocurrency. Dana Friedman noted that regarding the internet is digital assets, and when she's ready to start working with them, the corporation takes a research-oriented approach. So according to her, one can say that Nasdaq is beginning to understand the nature of cryptocurrencies, which is potential can become a financial element of the internet. So nevertheless, Friedman regards digital currencies as a high speculative asset class, which currently doesn't have an application in international trade. But at the same time, she suggested that after the cryptocurrency become even more mature, they will be able to provide a more efficient way of carrying out trade operations. And the head of Nasdaq added that she doesn't know which of the cryptocurrency will be able to provide such an opportunity, but expressed confidence that with time such a useful property will form. Also, Dana Friedman touched upon the topic of the car blockchain technology, nothing that also it has the potential of scaling and can be useful for some markets. Isn't yet able to maintain super high trading volumes. And she said there is a high degree of inefficiency in place where instead of automation, paper processes are used, where everything is stored in a drawer, as in the case of non-issue securities. And therefore, we should engage in blockchain in private markets with long payment cycles. I remind you, in April, Adam Friedman said that the future in this decade could become a cryptocurrency platform in the regulated market. So very optimistic. And next three news, main news, I think is previous week. It's news about release of EOS 1.0 software, and maybe 30 minutes ago we could see this very interesting move. But very interesting if we could have on second June, yes, after this release, EOS grew for 12.42, and the high of this move would be 15 and 50 cents. It's a very huge move, I think, and very optimistic volume. So about EOS 1.0 release, the developers of the startup Block.1 presented the first version of the software for the EOSIO blockchain. So Block 1 said is a statement, this software will allow businesses to quickly create, run high performance and secure application based on blockchain technology. EOSIO provides developers the ability to design business logic, and that is compatible with consensus algorithms that requires deterministic execution. And new software is designed for work in an environment without tokens, where system administrators distribute potential automated resources squads. And depending on the application, EOSIO can use two different engines based on web assembly. It calls one binarian and WAVM. So at the moment, EOS blockchain capacity is 1000 transaction second, and in the next versions there are updates that will allow the business to scale horizontally. The release of EOSO took place in court with the license in the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And at the same time, the software from Block.1 has the following characteristic: confirmation of blocks with low delay, very low delay, 1.5 seconds, transaction competence, invulnerable to Byzantine errors and with minimal cost. And optional competence of high-cost transaction platform for smart contracts based on web assembly, secure time delays, scheduled periodic transaction, hierarchical role permission, and other. So Block 1 also presented a portal of developers where the documentation necessary for working with the software located. This release. And in addition, Block.1 and the London investment firms SVK Crypto announced the launch of a new fund with assets of 50 million to promote EOS technology. I think very optimistic for this company. And further very interesting news about EOS, this release, that 50% of the EOS tokens are under the control of only 10 addresses. So results of the network snapshot from the EOS authority indicate that near 50%, 49.67% of all tokens are contained in only 10 addresses. At the same time, 100 million tokens, approximately 1.5 billion, belong to the block point one startup, in addition to nearly 4 billion in Ethereum equivalent collected during the ICO. This is set on Reddit. So if we include block point one from the rating, then top 10 addresses own 40% of all tokens, and top 100 enters control 45% of the total issue. So it's likely that the largest holders are not individuals, but crypto exchanges such as Bitfinex, Binance, and BitHub. However, only 25 exchanges, according to CoinMarketCap, have a trading volume in pairs with EOS for more than $1 million. And accordingly, at least 75 of these first 100 don't belong to exchange, and there are 250 million tokens on them. And given that the EOS block is built on the delegated proof of stake, questions about the development of the network are put to the vote. And block manufacturers will some be elected, which will have large-scale powers to confiscate address, smart contracts, and decentralized application. So Bitfinex marks this place, and if at least one of the top 10 address belongs to this exchange, then it can significantly affect the outcome of any voting. So next moment about our cryptocurrency, our main cryptocurrency, and some opinion of one of analyst Fundstrat, and he said the price of Bitcoin could grow the bottom. Knows. So Robert Slamer, managing director and technical strategist of at Restore Global Advisors, believes that from the technical analysis point of view, the price of Bitcoin this week demonstrated positive dynamics within the three-stage correction process to the lowest possible level. But at the same time, he believes that it's too early to talk about the end of the downward moment, because the index of the relative strength of Bitcoin RSI signals oversold. Also, it's not as low as with two other deep correction in 2018, one and two correction. So Slammer also believes that EOS and Tron demonstrate positive dynamics with respect to Bitcoin. So what about our capitalization, our BTC dominance? The same like 2 days ago, 38%. It's flat, it's not big moves negative or positive. We can see near the nil, yes, and what the gainers, it's Cycon today plus 11%, Eternity 10%, and the same situation in negative, near 10% minus. So flat day, not interesting. And what about EOS daily chart? So after release day, we have some new support, I think, and if we look at what range, 1 hour, I think very interesting situation, and I think it's a very good opportunity if you create stop limit buy order over than 14 and 50, and your first target will be 1540, and after this we have very good prospects for go to 18, I think. Yes, it's different from other main Bitcoin because its cryptocurrency have own life, and I think it's a very good opportunity today. So let's summarize my cryptocurrency like BTC. It's the same situation, but if you looked at this chart and think about long, maybe for you it's a good opportunity to buy in this area above 7,800. Not now, I think. And if you're a Momo trader, your stop will be very short, near 7,600. I think it's the same situation in daily chart for XRP. Yes, station 70. It's a new resistance. ETH, good support near 600, and you can see it for 1 hour chart. Litecoin, BCH. So the same situation because we have range day today. Cardano. Cardano downtrend still, and Tron. Maybe it's a new support, maybe it's new good resistance. I have not idea in Momo trade in TRX. I only have a long-term idea. I think Tron will be grow up this year. So, guys, at the end, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. To do this, you should click subscribe to the video below in our YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the bell, and you always be aware of new streams and videos. So if you have any question, please leave them in the comments, and see you next week. Bye bye, and have a great holidays.